right, welcome back. Well, this Friday marks National Safe Digging Day, also known as National 811 Day. I just learned about this today. The annual initiative encourages people to pick up the phone before you pick up the shovel. Donovan Jones with Virginia Natural Gas joins me now to talk more about this. Donovan, thank you so much for joining me. First things first, the question I had when I saw an email, what is National 811 Day? Well,
August 11th, or 811 Day, is National Safe Digging Day. This is a day that serves as a natural reminder for folks throughout the Commonwealth to call 811 prior to starting any digging projects.
And why is this so important? Because a lot of people, we were talking about this earlier, just don't really think, but why is this a big deal when they dig?
Well, first and foremost, it's the law, right? And hitting a buried underground utility line could cause interruption to vital services such as gas, electricity, or water, resulting in property damage or personal injury or even worse. So it's a great reminder to have folks to call 811 prior to starting any digging projects.
And this is any project. This isn't like you're doing some big renovation project. This is something that can be a simple dig.
Yes, you're exactly right. So for your do-it-yourselfers, if you think, putting in a mailbox or installing a fence or even planting a tree is too small to call 811, it isn't. It is a very easy service to use. If you don't want to dial and use the 811 number, there's an online feature that's available 24 hours a day to put in that 811 request.
What can people expect when they put in a request? How does that whole system work?
So what happens once the request is received, 811 will contact Virginia Natural Gas or companies that have underground utilities in that area. A utility, a representative from the utility or a contract locator will come out and mark the lines, the underground lines for you.
Okay.
So now, once those lines have been marked, you should dig with care.
Okay.
Now, CARE is an acronym that stands for Contact 811 Before Digging, allow the required markings, time for the required markings, respect the marks, and excavate safely.
And are these what you have here? Is this kind of what a mark would look like if someone comes out, or are there different things that they'll come do on your property?
So they'll come out and they'll mark your underground utility line with the appropriate color paint.
Okay.
And then they will put flags down.
Okay, perfect. And so for people that maybe aren't sure, still are kind of like, nah, I can just dig, what can happen if they don't contact you all?
Well, digging on an underground utility and not knowing where it's at could be very dangerous. Like I mentioned before, you could cause injury to yourself and others. You can destroy property, and you also could be faced with steep fines.
So for people that now are like, okay, I'm going to call, what's the number? What do they pick up and dial on their phone?
So if they want to dial on their phone, they can just dial 811.
Okay.
If they want to go online and use the online feature, they can go to va811.com. Or they can go to Virginia Natural Gas /safe digging to gain more information regarding 811.
Anything else you want to add about this?
No, I just think, as you mentioned earlier, for the do-it-yourselfers, don't think of any project being too small. If you're out doing any digging, please call the 811 service to keep yourself safe, your neighbors safe, and the public safe.
Donovan, thank you so much for joining us and bringing awareness to this for a lot of people that maybe had no idea this is something they should be doing before they dig. We'll be right back with more news and weather.
Thank you.